What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Inside 11, back at you again with another wonderful insight. And today I want to talk about, why even flowers need to develop their thorns and things like that. Because, flowers are just symbolisms of Venus, love, value, appreciation. And you have to look at how do we play out the energy of Venus in our own lives. There's certainly things that we all love to do. There's certainly things that we love to appreciate, things that we value, and things like that. And it's not just about, I'm saying, protecting your own personal beauty. When you beautify yourself and you overcome the things that you need to overcome to be the person who you truly wanted to be and stuff like that. But it goes in two different sections and stuff like that, esoterically and exoterically. So when I say esoterically, I just mean that when we're developing our craft, what we love, aka the home that we like to go into mentally, as far as things that we love to play with, as far as whatever craft you're into, whether you're an artist, whether you're a public speaker, whatever it is that you do that you love, value, and appreciate, whatever it is that you want to see grow in your life, whatever it is that you're bringing into density, into reality, based upon whatever ideas you have, based upon whatever you're self-reflecting upon, and whatever solutions you come to as far as a way to equalize that idea based on a problem that you perceive, whether it's a problem with yourself, whether it's a problem with others. So a lot of the times, when we beautify ourselves, when we become these people that we truly want to be, the character that we want to become, because we're all evolving out of old characteristics, old natures, and becoming this new wonderful, this new character, right? A lot of times we have to come to the understanding as well that just because we've become wonderful, evolved, spiritually enlightened people, it doesn't mean that, hey, you let other people smell your flowers too, whatever you've accumulated, whatever you've grown in your mental garden from an esoteric perspective. You have to understand that even in nature, flowers develop thorns, because even flowers understand that it needs some form of defense mechanism so it doesn't get separated from its life source and stuff like that. So because what do humans do? Humans pick those flowers up, they pluck them, and they remove them from their life force. So it's like a lot of things happen where even flowers as a biological life form comes to the conclusion that, hey, we need to develop some type of defense mechanism, or just, anything really in nature that's just sharp in general, like fangs of a shark, fangs of a bear. Like, bears can be very beautiful and calm, but they can also be very aggressive and destructive. They can attack you and destroy you and stuff like that. So that's what I mean. So when I say thorns of a flower, I just really mean having fangs, having teeth in your life. So yeah, just because we have love for ourselves, it doesn't mean that this love should be given carelessly and freely to everyone else, because the moment you start to do that, people will take advantage of it, because it becomes like a fuel source almost for whatever it is that they got not going on in their reality, because whatever it is that they're not dealing with. A lot of people need other people's love. A lot of people don't know how to love themselves, and so as a person that loves themselves, we might need to learn to develop these defensive mechanisms as far as, hey, I know I'm beautiful, I know I'm the motherfucking man. If you're a girl, I know I'm the motherfucking girl, I'm spiritually enlightened and all that, but that don't mean that you can just come inside of my space and smell my nectar and take my resources just for free. So a lot of the times we could be on our way to developing something, let's say a craft, a hobby, some type of whatever it is that you into, as far as something that you love, value, and appreciate, something that you practice externally, whatever it is that you read upon. So everyone is into something in their own life. You could love, value, appreciate your muscles, food, whatever it is, right? But a lot of these things that we learn about could just become things that we share with people and monetize, rather than things that we just sit back and give away for free. Because a lot of the times, me even being a Pisces and stuff like that, I might just sit here and come to the conclusion that, hey, you gotta help the collective unconscious, you gotta help everybody, oh my God, we gotta save the world. But you can't really save the world unless you save yourself first. You gotta make sure that whatever system that you got to move throughout the world, you have to make sure that it's sufficient to deflect a lot of the things that you might not need. Because a lot of people can come to you in the name of love, but it might be backed up by a desire that's negative and stuff like that, right? For example, I can go pick up a flower from the field right now. I might not want to take that flower and multiply it, put it in a new field, spread its seeds around and shit like that so I can have it multiply. I might just take that flower, give it to some female or some shit like that, and that flower is gonna die within that process, but I might get something that I desire. So I'm not saying that's good or bad, I'm just saying you have to take a look at what are people expressing to you as far as love, because sometimes these things are just used for manipulation purposes. Your mom and dad can tell you, "I love you, son. Oh, here, by the way, go become a doctor. Go become an engineer." And here you are working at a soul destroying, soul breaking job and shit like that you don't even have to be in. A lot of people can present you with certain ideas. You know, you could be an entrepreneur, and someone can come out of nowhere and be like, yeah, you know, here's this idea. I can come edit your videos for you. You know, you have great content, but I noticed, like, I have people sliding in my DMs, telling me dumbass shit like that. Oh, you know, I noticed. Oh, you don't have video editing in your content. I think you would go higher. That's not even how it works. So this is people trying to profit off of other people's progress and stuff like that because they don't got nothing going on themselves. And it's good to have a technical skill, but you gotta package that and bring value to the world. Because there's a lot of people in the world that'll try to take more from you than what they really given, and it just be based upon a lie, based upon a facade, based upon some type of, you know, because a lot of times intellect and communication can be used to just manipulate the situation. Now, it's not bad. The air energy itself will help us organize our day, the information of our day, as far as, you know, whatever it is that you do, whether it's in your environment, you see the people around you in your neighborhood, and you're like, oh, that's person B and C and D, and then, you know, you start to develop different ways to which people you should schedule yourself around, which people that you shouldn't schedule yourself around, and stuff like that. And that become people that you might share your broad philosophical point of views or just travel with and things like that. It's all types of situations that can lead from point A, B to C and shit like that. But when we're in our path of spiritual evolution, we just want to make sure that we develop sufficient enough defense mechanism systems so that whatever it is that's trying to come into our space and kind of fuck up what we have going on. And sometimes, look, people on Earth, a lot of people on Earth, these be demons in general. So a lot of people don't know that's what they're doing. A lot of people is extremely, like, you know, unhappy with themselves. So, oh shit. You know, a lot of people are extremely unhappy with themselves. So if you're someone that's happy with yourself and you get a purpose in life and that purpose is what's fueling you, a lot of people are going to get pissed off at you because, you know, subconsciously they're still kind of looking for what they need to be doing in this lifetime and stuff like that. A lot of the times you'll probably play out as the person that's going to remind them, but it's going to, because humanity, the collective, is so demonic too, it's just going to piss them off more on a percentage level rather than, it's like Nas said, niggas confuse hate for admiration and stuff like that. So people could be hating on you, but they secretly really admire you. It's really actually because they're not balanced themselves, and so they just fluctuate between two extremes of hate and love, but they don't know how to sit in the middle pillar, in the middle column, the narrow path, and observe things for what they is. Because, you know, love can be used for manipulation, desire can be used for manipulation, or someone can have a negative intention around you and stuff like that. Someone can present you an idea but have a manipulative feeling behind it and shit like that. And that's what a lot of the original witchcraft came from, where people would present you with one thing objectively, consciously, but subjectively, subconsciously, you might not be aware of what they really got going on inside of them. They just might be trying to lead you down the road. But that's why it's so important to develop your boundaries. And I guess, like, this whole video is just an allegory about really developing boundaries, because flowers and nature learns to develop boundaries and stuff like that. Like fangs is just a symbol to be able to cut through things. Sometimes you have to be able to use the air, the logic, the word, the sword to cut through something. Someone that's trying to fuck you up, someone that's trying to manipulate you, harm you low-key. And it's like, you gotta let them know that you know what they doing, because if you're nice to them, too much peace, light, and love, they're gonna think in their head, yeah, it's okay for me to do this because this person is all about love and things like that. But that's the thing. So look at nature. Nature is very beautiful. It's very elusive. It's very fantastic. But even nature understands that it can't allow itself to get taken advantage of by people, just because people have their own selfish desires. So everything is in like a survival mode in a way. But at the same time, though, since we are spirits that move to different bodies, shapes, and forms, not just physically, mentally, we all go through different evolutions. Even if a flower is plucked from that experience, so even if someone manages to fuck you up, that experience should serve as just another way for you to learn and gain a further understanding about what's actually going on Earth. So the next time you go through a situation like that, that other person is not able to do that to you so easily and stuff like that. Well, they shouldn't even be able to do that in the first place, just because you should be so spiritually aware. You should be in so much agreement. You should have so much trust with yourself that anybody that tries to mess up the house that you're trying to build, you know, what you love, value, and appreciate in that space, that because people might go in there trying to steal what you got, you know. And look, if we all working together, there's nothing wrong with that, because at the end of the day, enlightened spirits, we all add value to each other, and it's unlimited value that we can gain. But like I said, some people come from that demonic, lacking, survival-based space where it's like, oh, I see this person work their life to accumulate something. Let me just go inside of their house and take that from them, and let me use that in my own life. But that's the thing. That's like in tarot, that's the symbolism of the sword, the symbolism of the word. That's the intellect. That's a solution someone had to develop, right? And that's like someone going in their house, taking that sword out and using it for their shit. But at the same time, though, we make these swords, we make these weapons. So what I'm saying is, for you to even want to help people on the highest level, you have to make sure that you're operating at the highest level yourself, because it's like people don't even know what they do. People lack knowledge, so they destroy themselves. And a lot of times it's not about knowledge, it's just about being aware of the different spaces that we transition in and out of. Like if I'm projecting something, you're reacting to it, you should make up in your own mind, what am I reacting to? I shouldn't be here telling you, oh no, this is this because I'm with Jesus Christ or I'm with Allah or whatever it is. You should make your own judgment about that light, that reflection that just came to you, right? So a lot of the times we'll be lost in the world of illusions, light, colors. I'm not just talking about externally, I'm talking about what we perceive as far as the color spectrums that we receive internally. And if we don't have ourselves together, we can become too relatable to other people for no reason. We can become basically being too open to other people's selfishness, because a lot of people are selfish in this world. That's just the reality we have to accept and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of people will try to drag you into their world, because we have to remember that we're all just channeling each other when we're all in the presence of each other, when we're all aware of each other. So if you're with someone that's miserable, their life is just, they hate themselves, and they might not even tell you this. It's just gonna be a subconscious fact within the background of their subconscious operational mind frame and stuff like that they're not gonna refer to, because everyone wants to present themselves as this thing that they're probably not even yet. You know what I'm saying? Because you have to be honest with yourself about where you're at for you to even become the person that you want to be. If you can't even be honest with yourself about where you're at, you can't even go nowhere, because with the starting point of whatever you're trying to build or connect with someone else won't be just based upon the root of the problem that you're dealing with, or just the roots that we're trying to ground together for a couple and shit like that. And we're trying to grow whatever we're trying to grow. A lot of these things start based on like shallow grounds, you know. That's why you got to be willing to go into the underworld, your own underworld, not the external underworld, your own underworld. You got to go into that subconscious, unconscious basement and really, really deal with whatever it is that's dormant inside of you that's preventing you from just being like a demigod and a god, for lack of a better word. Just making something new all that's possible. Because so long as we're making our space available for people that are not really truly there and available for us in the way that we need to be, you know, it's something that we may need and want, then you shouldn't have to give that to anyone else. Because at the end of the day, you have to remember the whole world is just based upon demonic activities. 99% of humans is fucking demons. I don't even care if it's their friends from your high school. I don't care if it's your friends from work. 99% of the motherfuckers is all demons, and they're gonna try to tell you, oh, I'm the exception. Bitch, you can look at their life and they're not the fucking exception. Because if they still live underneath the logical frameworks of a religion, of a political system, of any form of man governing them, meaning that you don't know how to come to the table and negotiate yourself as a sovereign man, as a sovereign deity, as a representation of yourself, then you're just a non-player character. I don't care what nobody says. Look at their life. If they don't got their own witchcraft, if they don't got their own subjectivity that they're crafting out externally, and they fulfilling their areas of life, and you can see that, because you'll tell us a strong spirit from a weak spirit really easy. A weak spirit is just underneath someone else's mental structuring systems. They're afraid to explore the unknown on their own. They lack experiences in life. A great spirit is someone that's willing to explore the unknown, and you know, they're accumulating experiences in life constantly, so they can constantly evolve, meaning that they don't have arrested development disorder, because a lot of these people have arrested development disorder. So as beautiful flowers that are growing in the field, let us learn to embark on this journey with the knowledge of protecting ourselves, understanding that the evils of the world, the devil will try to throw his darts at you, so you have to learn to have your shields up and your guards up whenever you need to, because all these just esoteric positions, weapons that we got. When you speak, that's a word. When someone try to project a light on you, you use your shield, you reflect what that is, and you look at the content of that light before you even let it in your heart space. Now I'm saying, like, all these things are just different dimensional positions that were playing out in real time. Because look, the spirit exists in all dimensions at once. So your spirit is in your brain, nervous system, your heart, your blood, all these places at the same time. So you gotta understand how to be at all these places at the same time, so we can really be privy to what is it that someone else is trying to push out as an influence to affect us. Because if it's not something that's in our favor, if it's not something that's helping us evolve, if whatever light spectrum, whether it's a vision, whether it's a word, whether it's a feeling, whether it's some form of practicality that they want us to do in a certain way. Because first of all, you shouldn't be doing anything in anyone's way. You should be doing things in your own way, because your own spirituality, that's going to be your own individual way of how you do things yourself. So that's why it's really, really important to get into your own spirit, understand your own space, and actually come at this lifetime from that perspective and stuff like that. And you know, we're all here to help each other at the end of the day, but don't get it twisted. I know when a motherfucker needs to get cut with a sword, and you should too, because it's for your own protection. Can't be no goofy flower out here with no goddamn thorns. And yeah, with that being said, appreciate everybody, man. I'm gonna see y'all in the next video, and yeah, peace out, y'all. Be the flower that has some motherfucking thorns. Real stuff.